They rhyme making no sense to make dollars and holler. On our grounds, rounds leave Moors dead in parlors. So-called blacks call them cracker, then get called Canadian, and shun Moors that say they're not Canadian. This world is full of crazy men with no knowledge of self, but got the most expensive cars and flat screens on the wall shelf. Going all the way to try to help you change, but you won't. And I hardly hear your opinion of Marcus Garvey, but Steve Harvey stands out, true, cool, and jester, making a fool of you and himself for wealth. To me, those sellouts need to get bodied or exiled to Dr. Moreau's island with Gentiles and reptiles. Fake slave ships stacking bodies in piles, giving fake Jews slave respect, not giving me smiles, calling children kids, chasing after Taji guys. Supremacy, use albino and half-breed spies. We catch trespassers with razors and mesh, pedophile torture, scotch bonnet in open flesh. Traitors get the shitty end of the stick. Our leaders murderers should have been crushed with pyramid bricks. Huey Newton and Hampton killers should be in front of a squad shooting by any means necessary. Get out the beast's belly. Why y'all get mad glory and your flow's mad corny? Your skin tight jeans put you in F category. Most rappers' names on lists for rhyme pad or Lori, making me yell comments mad derogatory. Why y'all get mad glory and your flow's mad corny? Your skin tight jeans put you in F category. Most rappers' names on lists for rhyme pad or Lori, making me yell comments mad derogatory. It's all about balance, my art the beam. Sellouts made it mainstream, underground is almost unseen. Gay A&R signed the rappers' contracts in blood, took his soul. Body didn't fall with a thud. He's a zombie, dyed hair, dress wearing thug. Burn that garbage, too much to sweep under the rug. Police can't collar a crime without snitches. You're lucky to escape the custody, not dead with just stitches. Make you hit your hair and take Hindus to Ganesha possess ya, and raising your blood pressure. Anything to do with Moors, they don't want you near. Don't search where it's black, you won't find it there. No matter how much you beg, they won't tell you where. No matter how much you don't have, they won't tell you here. Negroes weren't the first slaves, no reparations first. While you wait for your reparations, it looks like a hearse. They won't pay you reparations anyway, only if you agree to make yourself black and gay. Instead of towards Moors, they want you to stray. Won't find your mind when it's in disarray. Thinking being European is the only way, hurling insults at your creator. She will get you later. Why y'all get mad glory and your flow's mad corny? Your skin tight jeans put you in F category. Most rappers' names on lists for rhyme pad or Lori, making me yell comments mad derogatory. Why y'all get mad glory and your flow's mad corny? Your skin tight jeans put you in F category. Most rappers' names on lists for rhyme pad or Lori, making me yell comments mad derogatory. What's the reason for the treason is the question and the lesson. I hear most professing, but really possessing, taking minds messing with thought patterns and pathways. Nero wanna be a hero when they really cipher, not Neo, not Morpheus or Gillen finding Nemo. Selling out with no remorse, you and yours, calling you black, showing you who's the boss. Always marching but never thought sue the police force or do like Haitians. Add some voodoo, of course, you might hurt them unexpected. It could be bloody, feel your cells curl and your hair stand from walking duppies. Looked, all of a sudden judge yelled and wept. In court judge with cold sweats and throat strap. He can't talk yet cause the candle was lit before I left. Forget Africa, hip-hop was the grand theft. Why y'all get mad glory and your flow's mad corny? Your skin tight jeans put you in F category. Most rappers' names on lists for rhyme pad or Lori, making me yell comments mad derogatory. Why y'all get mad glory and your flow's mad corny? Your skin tight jeans put you in F category. Most rappers' names on lists for rhyme pad or Lori, making me yell comments mad derogatory.
When you call, here we go again. Wonder if we'll ever win. When you call, I can't help falling, even though it's a long way down.
Rep for the nation, no matter the risk. Not hearing one conscious black with the service from lips. I'm repping my national flag, FOH road spray. Civil the more tooth gets respect or honor no way. On the high road, M talk of stateless. say kill cracker, but when he gives you take gifts. Hypocrisy at heights, stand on your hypocrite oaths. No matter how hard you try, you get the opposite of growth. While you lift glasses, we pour libations to toast. We are not the wandering souls, Moorish is our guidepost.
Just know it feels right.
Think they up, but they really. 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 Think they up, but they really.
When you call, here we go again. Wondering if we'll ever win. When you call, I can't help falling, even though it's a long way down.
Rep for the nation, no matter the risk. 100 Fahrenheit or minus 40 degrees brisk. Down for the cause and the effect of mind liberation, which is raising consciousness, not playing station, not being passive, as hormones are active. My throat and crown chakras past peaks stay overactive. Climbing Jacob's ladder under divine mind's guidance. The downfall has no end, no landing, just silence. Lower self-cravings when you overcome limits. Contact the inner standings in harmony with spirits.
Just know it feels right.
Think they up, but they really. 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 Think they up, but they really.
It's a long way down.
Yes, y'allin', discard them like blood trash. Active more avengers, call that a Hulk smash. Your conscious coon sniffling booze and role models. Won't accept facts and just quarrel. No 5 principles, of course, no profit. Facebook and YouTube names they won't have on the docket. They say go fund me, and when you go fund them and get robbed, I say I told you, don't fund them. Still won't listen and call yourself deaf. While most say middle, my path is right hand or left. Some say your cult and think we worship Baphomet. We just Sufis with trance for Muhammad. Offerings of fruit for Oya and Oshun. If that won't work, we call in some Shangoons. Summon demons at the full blood and new moons. Mirror steel blade only escaped by a few coons. And those that escaped are on the run and stay running. Falling off the London Bridge or jumping.
Nobody beats the,
Nobody beats the Moors.
nobody beats the,
Nobody beats the Moors.
nobody beats the,
Nobody beats the Moors.
nobody beats the.
Nobody beats the Moors. We studied from the masters, we know that stuff reloaded. From Moorish Empire books to hip-hop decoded. Before modern decoders, we studied A.A. Rashid, Conscious Ket Hemet, Beza Lehman Akeem. Moore's water up the table round like common had soul. We got degrees by the pound, stay uplifting humanity. We got Moors near Japan and lands nether, and even Afghanistan. On every Atlantis island, Moors you find them repping Moorish nation, not Turtle Island, when it's really a continent. Anybody saying Drew Ali's a myth incompetent, claiming black and Indian nonsense, then begging active Moors to help you out your consequence. We still lend a hand, our first principle love. Realize, not a hand, just a stick in a glove.
Nobody beats the,
Nobody beats the Moors.
nobody beats the,
Nobody beats the Moors.
nobody beats the,
Nobody beats the Moors.
nobody beats the.
Nobody beats the Moors. On and on, till the break of dawn. Many Negro black scholars coin tell pawns. Doing dirty work, keep you deaf and dumb. With no love, truth, peace, justice, or freedom. Moors have returned, called the ancient ones. We are the copper-toned natives, not the Asian ones. Feathers up in turbans, Allah's patient sons. Key man escaped shots from Smith agent guns. Or any quarter proclams or ceases plots. Not getting a slave name, talking to racist cops. Violating oaths of office and ethics. Never knew I was a Moor, thought I was synthetic. Stop being skeptic, suddenly apologetic. We shut down the psychological warfare methods. Active Moors check it, see it as a lesson. Muftis will know their strength before the foes test it.
Nobody beats the,
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Islam wars. Nobody. They're gonna be out here talking crazy though. They're gonna be out here talking crazy. Why are they talking crazy? Why are they talking crazy when Moors sent people DMs, personal DMs? Peace, I'm a Moor, you know what I mean? I seen your YouTube, I seen your whatever, I seen you say something on whatever. I just want to send you a message, let you know, that, yeah, like there's actually Moors and you're a Moor too and all that. Check rvbaypublications.com, you know what I mean? Isaiah, whoever, you name them. Anybody that tried to put something out there, hit their DM. I don't care if they're getting 1 million. Put it in their DM. And then some of them, you hear them talking the same way that Moors talk on their public platform. Like, okay, all right. Word's getting out. Let's see who really gonna get the message. Of course, nobody gets it. People play games. So we're just gonna let this play, and this for all the Moors.
So, nah, nigga, we ain't got no more, ain't no more Coretta Scott Kings, ain't no more Angela Davis, ain't no more, sister soldiers, ain't no more of them type of sisters being portrayed to us. Our women are gonna be sex slaves, and our niggas gonna be free labor again.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm real big on law. Right around the time I started coming into knowledge itself, I was studying law, and I was studying nationality of the Moors. I don't know if you're familiar with the Moors, but I was studying the nationality of the Moors, and I was studying law. And police came fucking with me at my own crib, and I caught some little BS case. Long story short, since I was studying law, I knew I didn't have to get no lawyer. I knew if I got a lawyer, the lawyer ain't gonna do nothing but sell me out and try to give me a deal. Which is
right? So that's what we told you today. That's what we told you today. We don't make this stuff up. Allah guides this. We don't make this stuff up. And then today, 10 hours ago, in Propria persona, same thing that he's telling black guy on his platform to his face or whatever. I don't need a lawyer because I'm a Moor. Period. I don't need a lawyer. That is a statement that needs to be enshrined somewhere. Any Negro, black, colored guy, hood on, whatever, comes up and talks about, I don't need a lawyer. I already know they've been studying Moor science. Because only Moors do that. Everybody else go get a lawyer. Everybody else. Don't even let them lie to you. They got a lawyer in their bag right now that they use for whatever they got to do lawyer stuff. We don't need no lawyers. Why? Because we're in propria persona. So in propria persona is a status in law that these people say the white man's using to violate them. All right, so then why don't you just hear what the Moor is saying with his hood on? No fez and none of that stuff. People get scared. They don't want to be Moors because I got to be Islamic. Nah, brother with a hood on. Brother with a hood on. Just on there chilling. Yeah, well, started studying nationality. As soon as he goes there, oh, here comes the Moor. Here comes the Moor. We've all been waiting for. You don't want to hear the black guys anymore. We want to hear Moors call into these people's stuff. We want to hear Moors pushing the button. Moore pushed the button. Told him, I don't need no lawyer. First thing, right? So that's the first issue. The first issue at law is status, right? And then the Moore brought up status as the first thing before you start talking about anything else. I do not need a lawyer. What that means in law is he is in propria persona. He's in his own proper person. It was formerly a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the court must be pled in propria persona. Why? Because it's a corporate jurisdiction that's running everything right now. So you better know who you are in your proper person. Because you're going to complain that they're using law against you. So how about you combat them with law instead of marching up and down the place getting arrested for nothing? How about that? How about we say, okay, let's be in propria persona at law. Because here's a guy with a hood on. He's on some other nigger's channel or whatever, talking about the other niggers, and then, you know what I mean? He's straight. He already made whatever off the nigger life or whatever. Eating off the nigger life. And then saying, oh, he didn't even say nothing yet. First thing, in propria persona. It is formally a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the court must be pled in propria persona. Because if pleaded by attorney, they admit the jurisdiction as an attorney is an officer of the court. And he is presumed to plead after having obtained leave, which admits the jurisdiction. Now, just so you know, just like brother came on there with the hood on or whatever, and he knows that this is okay, so then there's a higher level of Moors who they don't play games with birthrights. They wouldn't even be on somebody's thing pushing any button, because this is way bigger than some, you saw something online, so that means that verifies something. It really doesn't. But we're just using this as an example on a low level for the people who want to think because the guy with the fronts and the Bentley and whatever like that, he talk crazy about Moors, that what he says is what it is. No, that's not what it is. This is not some club that you're joining. Remember, he said, I don't need a lawyer. I'm not going to ask for one. If they give one, I'm giving it back because it's not needed. Why? Why is it not needed? Because he's defiant. He doesn't want to follow the law and have a lawyer like everybody else? No, because he's in propria persona. Which means he's not Negro, black, colored. He's not a nigger with the Bentley and all that stuff. He's not the nigger with just money all around him or whatever, as if that's gold and silver. That's paper. You just stack paper around you and take pictures. It's not no big deal. He has something to say. No, he doesn't. People are full of BS. And they would never tell you because they know. They obviously know. As we'll see, they know. It ain't like he's supposed to be even going against this. He's supposed to be riding with it 100, because when we get further, we'll realize that these people know. Moors already know this. This is not no, you know what I mean, metaphysical information and all that stuff. This is some basic stuff. And our people don't get it. That's why we do stuff in the background. And then the little things like this is for Moors who knows entertainment and people who are coming into their thinking for themselves. And it might be one of you out there. Said, oh yeah, I knew that's what they were. And then you're going to start going and saying that you're a Moor? All right. It was all for you. Just you only, nobody else. For the wheels to start turning in your head so you can start fixing your conditions and stop waiting on these nigger leaders. Where they got fronts and all that stuff, hat backwards, on the mic and all that, or whether they stand at the podium in a suit and all that stuff. Traitors. Because none of them told you about your birthrights. And then this nigger just came from yesterday, started going live. Everybody's on enough stuff. He's talking about, you know, whatever in rap and these niggas, this and that. Black Dot's been talking about that forever. That's some new stuff. Tell me something I don't know. Are people killing each other? Whoop-de-doo. Did that just start happening yesterday? You realize you're not fixing your conditions? Sitting there waiting for some other people to do it for you? And then the ones who are fixing the conditions, you're looking at them. Well, we don't want to do that because that's Islamic and get the hell out of here. People are full of BS. And everybody knows. It's what are you going to do with it? We already got it. We don't got to be on here or whatever like that. Moors got lives to live. And Moors have lives to live. We will need to push live. But we have an obligation to our people to make sure that they know about their birthrights and their nationality. They can't say, we never told them. We'll tell you 5 million times. Declare nationality, you're Moors. You don't want to do it? Yeah, it's all good. It's not like we're on this and not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Because we're obligated to do this. Let you know that you're Moors and your people playing games with you. Playing games with you, your own. You don't want to get it. You don't want to get it. You want to play all these other games, all these other people, then the real that's in your face, you can't see it. Remember, this is the same stuff that, you know, the European Jesus and European Moses and all of them were saying too in all the holy books and all that. Judases and all that stuff. What do you think? What's the point here? Cain. What's the point here? What's the point? Isn't that there's traitors? And you keep giving them a pass? They got props because they were a traitor. And they're a traitor because they didn't tell you about your nationality and birthrights. We're not talking about they took some finance from some Europeans or whatever like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about they were supposed to tell you about your nationality and birthrights. Like we told these people yesterday. Some university doing a commemoration to Martin Luther King. All they're talking about is, oh yeah, he wasn't about some civil rights and stuff like that. He was about constitutional rights. It really wasn't some, you know, we shall overcome and all that stuff. It was riot and, you know what I mean? We have to be radical. Back then. They were game to stand in front of the bus and get the fire hoses and stuff like that. That's not passivity. Only problem is they were stuck under the officer of the court. Because they're calling themselves Negro, Black, Colored, which means that they have to have a lawyer. And that lawyer is going to plead for them. Because the lawyer works for the court. And if they're coming in as the lawyer and going to jurisdiction without even putting status on the record, including theirs, they're not a lawyer. You're a, what's your name? Put your nationality on the record. I don't care your number for some organization. I don't want to see that. Put your nationality up. Let's really see what's going on here. And they'll never do that. Because they work for the court. And anybody talking about their one, or they could get you one to do some type of stuff for you, because you're going to court. We're not talking about go to a lawyer, get a notary or something like that. We're talking about calling them up that you want to hire them to help you get off your whatever it is that you got yourself into, doing madness. All that's happening because they jump from status to jurisdiction. And once they're in jurisdiction, everything goes. Because they bypass status by making you hire a lawyer. Which the Moor came on the thing and said, you know, I hear what you're saying, that our people are messed up or whatever. But I had a case and I went as a Moor. I didn't hire a lawyer. Because he's in propria persona. And then in propria persona just joined the thing. You think this is... Allah guides this. We can't make this stuff up. How are we talking about in propria persona on the screen and then in propria persona joins on the live stream? Allah guides this. That's why. To let you know where you're at. It's only real with active Moors. Moors who are living Moors. We're not Moors reading the book and stuff like that. We're not Moors some picture on the wall. We're not them. We're Moors right now in your face. We're not Moors from some 800 years ago. We're not the Moors around Noble Drew Ali. We're Moors right now. Letting you know what's up. How? You think Allah doesn't guide this? If we have in propria persona on the screen and then somebody logs into this thing, somebody out there, this isn't called a name or something for somebody to jump on or whatever. They push the thing. And what we're talking about is in propria persona, and then in propria persona came on the live stream. Are you nuts? If you're not where this is revolving right now at this moment, in this moment in time, there's an energy and a frequency right now. Right in this moment right now. That's never going to be duplicated. It's not going to happen ever again. Don't miss this for some frivolous BS out there that somebody's telling you. Allah guides this. Path's already there. All you got to do is walk on the stuff. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is walk on the stuff. Stuff is over. This is not just some guy in a YouTube video that just said, I don't want a lawyer. He said something in law that if you're not competent as to what nationality and birthrights is, you get into, because that happened 24 minutes in on the video. Took them 24 minutes to get to the point where this Moor could put it on the record. People miss what was put on the record. Because they're just looking at it as this nigger guy's channel. When your salvation, Moors have an obligation to uplift all humanity. That means that at any moment, a Moor is going to speak what they know. Because you can't really stop flood, you know what I mean? You can't stop it like that. Dam and stuff, eventually water busts dams. Like, that's not... Because the force behind it. So to take I don't want a lawyer. And translate that so that people's perspective could be way broader than it is. Because they already got your attention span to nothing. Not everything, like the master teacher, Taj Sharif Bey says, everything is your God. You don't even know yourself. But God's all around you. Fridge is a God. And whatever it is. Paradigm shifting. The boat left the dock already. We're just running back to let you know, hey. We just jumped in the Corvette and came like, hey, yo, it's that way, but you guys are, but we're going that way. And we're going back about our business. We're just here to let you know. So that you can't say we never told you. Can't say we never told you. You're not going to blame Moors when stuff falls to beyond rubble. It's just dust. Stuff fell so much. Rome fell so much that it's just dust getting kicked around right now. If you're playing games, like it's not time for Moors to do what they're supposed to do. Playing. All right, then play. You know what I mean? Do your thing. Man is spirit, not the flesh, so do your thing. But honest to the Moor was a big lesson. First thing off the bat, letting them know, no lawyer, because that's an officer of the court, and that's in propria persona, which is law. And you don't have any refute. That presentation of his evidence is proof to the Moor's claim. So there's no counterclaim to that. Because it's irrefutable evidence. Because we're talking law. We're not talking people's little opinion that they want to have on a stage and do a lecture and give their opinion about the Moors went in Spain and whatever. No, forget all that. Tell me about the Moors right now who are beating cases. Tell me about those Moors. I want to hear about some 500-year-ago Moors. Tell me about the Moor right now whose heir or offspring is, a light being. Tell me about those Moors. Why don't you bring up those Moors? The Moors who are here right now. Like this Moor right here. Putting it on the record. We don't even know who this Moor is. You don't care if he's at a temple or nothing like that. He came up off the top. Hey, no lawyer when I go to court. Right there. We're going somewhere. We're riding with him. Because he set status as the first issue. And his status is in propria persona. So he put his status on the record. If you're looking at it as law.
It's exactly what they did, because I didn't even do that. So long story short, I'm fighting the case for about a year. I'm pushing it to trial because they ain't have nothing. But by me studying law, I found out that it's a few things that they got to prove before they can do anything. And also, when they're giving you time, you got to accept it. You have to accept the time by law. You got to accept the time. So one thing they got to prove is that they got jurisdiction. They got to have jurisdiction. And since the United States is a corporation, because it's a distinction between the U.S. corporation and the USA. So what we deal with when we go to court, we dealing with the U.S. corporation because we are all commercial property on paper by way of the birth certificate and the Social Security.
No. Always remember, when you're always talking about those instruments, those are never yours. All those instruments that you got in your wallet, all those, none of those are you. Because once you say in propria persona, you can't start talking about all these foreign instruments. Now you're in violation. Because why even bring up the foreign instrument if you just said in propria persona? Just put the status on the record. And then now you're giving them evidence against yourself because you already know you have a right to remain silent. Why are you talking about stuff? But this is how you see the different levels. That when you really look at it, you should be up there, fezzes up, turban up, letting them know what's up. Not just chilling, like, yeah, I know this information, I got off my charges, you know what I'm saying, because the more stuff works. No, that's not where this is at. This isn't some, you know what I mean, throughout bait for people to think this is a cool thing to get off charges. This is about nationality and birthrights. And knowing about our ancestors. And who those Moors were. That's now where the 800 and all that stuff Moors coming now. We have a reference point as to who our ancient foremothers and forefathers were and how they dealt with certain people. Because no matter what, Moors always have the supreme jurisdiction because it's still the Moroccan Empire today. Everybody knows this. Kingdom of Morocco exists because of the Moroccan Empire. If they're around right now, there has to be a Moroccan Empire right now. What's Sultan? It's its own jurisdiction. It has nothing to do with any of these corpse anythings. Everyone else is fiction except the Moorish Empire. And every Moor is a vizier. And you better live according to the principles or we'll take your head, violating your own stuff. Because you've been playing around, violating your own stuff. Acting like we're not Moors. We're not Moors. You can't say stuff like that.
Nothing. So, I asked the judge to prove what jurisdiction that you have over me because I'm a human being. I'm not a piece of property. So, for you to prove that you got jurisdiction over me, that means that you would have to come with some kind of document affirming my point that you have me on file as a piece of property because that's the only.
So
way
what happened with that case?
Jurisdiction over. I beat the case. They gave me documents that I beat the case by myself. I'm out of LA, by the way. So this is
What was you charged with?
What was I charged with? They was trying to charge me with a robbery and false.
Right. He already said that he got the documents that he beat the stuff. What are you talking about? What were you charged with? He wasn't charged because he beat the stuff in propria persona. There's no case. Case is over. Remember, they came for him. They tried to play Negro black color with him. He's not Negro black colored. They tried to play Negro black color with him. And you can't play Negro black color with somebody who has a nationality or who puts their status on the record. And the court knew this. Why? Because that's the law. That's not his opinion. He watched some YouTube video. The law is pleas must be made in propria persona. Once the plea is made in propria persona, court does not have jurisdiction. They can't have jurisdiction. That's why they always adjourn. when they deal with Moors. Or they dismiss. They adjourn for 5 years just because. As soon as they say dismissed with certain Moors, they have problems. Because certain Moors, you can't just look at Moors and think we're black and do the black stuff with Moors. Because some of us know how to pay you back. So they adjourn. Because they already know if these Moors get a dismissed on the record, oh my gosh. Everything's done. And they can't have precedent in any court that a Moor went in there and beat something. The pattern for the people who own the court is when Moors come there and they beat the case, it's not going on the record. Prosecutor's going to take them outside, talk to them about it. They're going to take them to some back room or something like that. They're going to let them out the back of the jail and throw them their bag and all that stuff. But nothing's going on the record. We're letting you know that's how it goes with Moors. Don't get caught up. You saw something on the news and, oh yeah, look what they did to that Moor. He got arrested. He's trying to be sovereign or whatever. He got let out the back of the jail. With no case, no nothing. Right? So I think he's bringing up some questions as if there's a case and the Moor tried to do something in court, and I watched on the videos that they tried to do that and it doesn't work. No. Don't go there. He already got documentation from them and everything that this stuff is done. We don't want nothing to do with you. Why? Because you're in Propria persona. Just because he said, I'm in Propria persona, case closed. There's no case. But that's only with Moors. That's not with Negro, black, colored guys and all that stuff, as we'll see. Right? Whatever paradigm he's coming with that's trying to be this opposing whatever to the Moorish paradigm is being destroyed, obliterated, dust, vaporized. Because what the Moors present in his law and facts that are irrefutable. You can't deny any of it. You can't prove anything he's saying wrong. And we know that's how it goes with Moors. You just got a pass to be able to see what it really is. Now what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do? Knowing that it's about in Propria persona. It's not about being sovereign and being all that stuff. It's all about knowing, are you in Propria persona or are you a ward to these people? If you're a ward to them, then you might want to go get a lawyer. You might want to consider call a lawyer. Don't pretend to be a Moor on your murder charges, because they ain't working. Because this isn't some jump on, some bandwagon thing. Oh, the Moors are cool, so we're going to be Moors today. But when the Moors aren't cool, the Moors are in the news. Oh no, we're not Moors. We're Aboriginal, indigenous. Stop the BS. Everybody knows. More killing them. They don't even know how they're getting killed right now. I'm just showing you how he's killing them. Whatever paradigm he's presenting, destroyed. Notwithstanding.
Information. Robbery and
What?
false information.
You went to trial? Go.
Right? You already know. Allah guides this. Why would Allah let the thing mess up right there? There's no way Allah did that. No way. And no, that happens on all the Moorish platforms. As soon as you start talking about this information, stuff stop working, people can't get in and all this type of stuff. I was pushing the live, it wasn't letting me in and all this.
Go out and come back in, homie.
Okay.
Hey, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, nah. I went to trial and the day before, I took it to trial, but the day before trial was supposed to start, they dropped the case with no reason though. They dropped the
Well,
case.
this what I want to say to you. This is what I want to say. Homie, listen. You ain't beat that case because they couldn't prove jurisdiction. It's a whole lot of niggas in feds. Say, homie, if that's the case, I done had niggas out the feds tell me that same thing. And they go to court with their feds shit, talking how you talking, and they put their ass right back in federal prison.
You said,
Right? These guys think they're slick. He wasn't talking about no Fez shit and all that stuff. He wasn't talking about that. How Fez coming getting thrown in as if Fezes were in the conversation? What do you mean going to court to try to do that Fez shit or whatever? What do you really mean by throwing Fez in there? Because we already know COINTELPRO and we already know agents and all that stuff. We look at things from a whole different level than any people even think to look at it because we're Moors. Like the Moor said in the chat, he just said, I beat the charges. If they come to you, if they say, you murdered that guy over there. You're like, nah, I wasn't there. I was over at my mom's house. Once you prove to them that you are at your mom's house, they don't got no case. But that happened because the individual didn't go get a lawyer. Because if you got a lawyer, now you have to go through court and all this stuff over some stuff that you weren't even there. Why am I even in here? What do you mean a witness and I gotta come here or whatever like that? For what? What does that have to do with me? Because it's a game that they play. But they could only do that with people who are in their jurisdiction. And once you're not in Propria persona, if you're pretending to be, if you're doing some Fed shit, that stuff doesn't work. What the Moor just told you about they don't have jurisdiction and all that, that's where it's at. Not where he's talking about or where he's trying to go with it. Because you're going to get caught up that this guy just has a hoodie on and the other guy, his toque and he has the leather couch in the back and all that stuff. So he has to know what he's talking about. No, he doesn't. What are you talking about? What do you mean the guy talking to me with the shades on inside and all that stuff is the guy we're supposed to be trusting? What are you talking about? Since when? Anybody wear shades, wear a hat at the table or whatever like that, we know you're a traitor. Mom slapped that hat off your head playing around when you were younger. Now you got elbows on the table and all this. Since when? People out of order. Don't be out of order with Moors. Go be out of order with your nigger stuff over there. But don't try to bring Moors in Fez shit. As if he doesn't know what a Fez is. And that it has absolutely nothing to do with the conversation whatsoever. So why bring it up? Because these people are the people who used to be writing the letters to the El Ruckins and writing to the letters to the Bloods and writing the letters to whoever talking about those guys are against you and they're trying to take over your stuff, and you better watch those guys because those guys are, that's who these people are. Try to muddy the water. Try to muddy the water so you think this is some Fez shit. This is not some Fez shit. You better go research Fez before you start following these crazy people, disrespecting your birthright. You better go do some research on that Fez headwear if you think this is some Fez shit. These people know. And they already got their whatever playing the nigger game. So it doesn't matter. They already got their whatever. Did they repent for their BS? Or they still playing around in the BS? If they're still playing in the BS, then, you know what I mean? Then it's on you then. Because you know these people are fraud.
They go to court with what?
The exact same thing that you done said. They done presented that to the courts and they messed their life out. Homie, they got jurisdiction because we in the country and you done broke law in their land. Nigga, if they can go get El Chapo out of Mexico and Mexico don't extradite, say, homie, them white folks do what they want.
And so the reason why them white folks do what they want to do is because white is a status, not a skin complexion. So every time we call them white, they get the power to kick you in the face harder. Say, call them white again. All right, here comes some more kicks. Who's the people that violated you again? Oh, the what? You know you have a cocoa on the side of your head big like a coconut right now. And you still keep giving them jurisdiction because you thought you're smart talking about this Fez shit or whatever. And then now you go trap yourself in the stuff that you're trying to get yourself out of, proving your point. The white man. What white man are you talking about? What the hell is that? And since when, if we're going to go with they're the white man and whatever like that, since when is over here white man's land? This is not Europe. Europe's over there in Asia. Europe's over there. Europe's not over here. So what do you mean their land? Like what do you mean? Only traders and sellouts talk like that. Give master the birthright. If master has these Negroes giving up the birthright, then what he doesn't have a hard fight against Moors. Because Moors' own brothers are gonna sell them out. They already know this. They know this. They already know this. But people who got their check already, people who aren't struggling like how everybody else is struggling or whatever. Right? The brothers and sisters who made it. They repent for their stuff. They don't repent for their stuff, then they're a sellout. Let's go back to Jackie Chan, who gives all his checks to charity. Just research that one. Why is he doing that for? everybody did that. If everybody just lived within their means, not be greedy, not be gluttonous. But it's not happening without a Moorish mentality. You have a nigger mentality, like these people who's talking, trying to talk crazy about Fed shit and all that. Don't worry, the worst is yet to come. You think you got the worst right now? Ha! You wait till those heirs who you didn't teach anything, who you let wander around like zombies on their phone and their tablet and their whatever. You see what happens when you got to deal with them. And there will be more than two. Telling you, we're telling you. I mean, before the androids started taking over, we were telling you the androids are going to take over you guys. You don't get it yet? All right. When the androids come, now you're going to be talking about that. Where's the Morris Hospital? You got androids giving you tickets. What are you talking about? The android gave you a ticket and you're going to go pay the freaking thing because the android gave you a ticket. And then the android judge up there and you're talking about, I affirm, I'm a Moor and all this. What are you talking about? Stop the dumb stuff.
Want to do with us? You in LA. If you try that in Texas or down here in the South, Mississippi, Alabama, they go hang.
Stop the BS, you're a liar. Oh, you're a liar. Oh my gosh, these guys don't lie. You can't lie. You just can't lie like that because it makes it not fair. It makes it not fair. We want to show you. We want to show you how they're liars. Right? They're liars. When you go to the South, they're going to lynch you or whatever like that because that's what the white man does. He just kills niggers or whatever, but he's not lynched though. He's not lynched, I think. He's there. He's not lynched, but if you come here with that stuff there, he'll lynch you. All right. All right. How about this? How about this? How about this? Noble Drew Ali. So I, the prophet, am hereby calling out a divine plea to all true American citizens to help me to remove this great sin which has been committed and is being practiced by my people in the United States of America, because they know it is not the true and divine way, and without understanding, they have fallen from the true light into utter darkness of sin. And there is not a nation on earth today that would recognize them socially, religiously, politically, or economically, etc., in their present condition of their endeavorment in which they themselves try to force upon a civilized world. They will not refrain from their sinful ways of action, and their deeds have brought Jim Crowism. Their deeds have brought Jim Crowism, same thing he's talking about, segregation, same thing he's talking about, and everything that brings harm to human beings on earth. And they fought the Southerner for all these great misuses. But I have traveled in the South, and I have examined the conditions there. And it is the works of my people continuously practicing the things which bring dishonor disgrace, and disrespect to any nation that lives the life. I thought when black guys went to the South, they murdered them and lynched them. Yeah, they probably did that to black guys, but they didn't do that to Moors. They didn't do that to Moors. Why? Because Moors had come into the marvelous light. And they weren't in the darkness of sin. Which means they were in a different status than the Negro, black, whoever's. That's why Noble Drew Ali told all these Moors they're not Negro, black, colored. Because that's a separate jurisdiction called wards of the state, wards of the crown, wardship, whatever you want to call it. You don't even have jurisdiction over yourself. So anything you say is mute. Every single thing that is said should not be considered by somebody who can't put a status on the record. They shouldn't be talking. Noble Drew Ali said he traveled in the South. And it's our people who have all this BS going on right now. Our people are the problem. And that was in the 20s. Think it's still not our people today? Are they still calling themselves Negro, black, colored? Like Drew Ali was telling them not to call themselves that? Doesn't matter what we call ourselves. You just got to understand that the Morris stuff is the shit of the... Please. If anybody's taking these people serious, you're tripping. You better go over there with them.
Negative.
Listen, homie. Listen, homie.
Negative.
Listen, name me a nigga done beat it with that. Because you just said they dropped the charger with no reason.
That means he beat it. If he was supposed to go to court, they set up a date for him to go to court. He's on his way to court. And they run out of the court and stop him in the street and say, the case is dismissed. Here's your paperwork that the case is dismissed. He beat those. They didn't want to deal with him. Why? Because they don't know where it's going to go. Not because it's LA or whatever. We know more than Texas who went to court and beat these people up. What are you talking about? Not because they're not talking and making a video of every goddamn thing they do in their life means that they're not beating charges as Moors. Just like we know people who have second language, all they got to do is bring their interpreter. They beat that. You're not seeing them in court again. That stuff's done. Why? Because they got a nationality in the background somewhere. They're not playing Negro, black, color like our people. And the point is to let you think Negro, black, colored is where it's at. And it's all about not having a nationality. No, I don't have a nationality because 50 Moors tried that and they got arrested or whatever. What do you think they're doing to you? They're getting your cells vibrating on fear so these colonists could pull COVID games on you. Have you wearing masks, ain't nothing going on and all that. Common cold going around. Which, you know what I mean? Like, you should have been washing your hands and all that stuff. Not some new stuff that, oh yeah, all of a sudden you're sanitizing all the place. Like, what do you mean? Should have been cleaning. But just because COVID, now you're washing your hands and stuff. So what was going on before? Don't let these people play games with you. This is about nationality and birthrights. This is about knowing your status in law. Are you in Propria persona or are you a ward? You don't want to be a ward. You don't want to be assuming and playing little games with these people because they murder people in the street, knee on your neck, because You don't have a status. Choke you out because you don't have a status. Choke you out because these Negro leaders who have made it and all that, they ain't got to worry about where they're getting food from tomorrow. They're straight. They did their sin for them to be comfortable. And they're comfy. Why are they comfy? Because they're not telling you about what's going on. Because if you tell them what's going on, you pull these people out their seat and go take it. We're not talking about that fake stuff that they did at the Capitol and all that. We're not talking about that. It has nothing to do with anything revolutionary or whatever. Rights and all that stuff, nothing.
So you don't have no proof that what you presented is the reason. Most niggas who take it that far as you take it.
I got it on document.
But I'm saying, you got it on document that they dropped it for no reason. You don't have nothing on document.
What you mean? What do you need a reason? Point is they dropped it. What do you need a reason? Hey, you know what? This murder charge that we got, we're just gonna drop that. Well, could you give me a reason why you're dropping that? Because I just want to know, why? Could you give me some? Or are you taking that drop and getting the hell out of there? Because you already know these people are calling us. And thank you very much. Have a good day. Him not being inside there is proof. Him not being held by them is proof. You don't need no paper. Paper what? He got to go home? That's proof. What do you mean he has to have some paper from some foreigner to say that he's allowed to go home? What are you talking about? That's how slaves talk. He already told you from the beginning he's in Propria persona. He's not a ward. So you can't push ward stuff because you got 50,000, you went viral because you talked about something in a video, and now you think you're the foremost opinion of something. Who are you? You just came yesterday. You mean you have an opinion about Moors and court and what to do and whatever like that? What do you mean? You weren't talking about that ever. None of your videos you talk about Moors and none of that, and talking any law or court or anything like that. How are you the expert all of a sudden? Talking crazy about Moore's birthright when Moore is telling you what it is right there. Moore told you what it is. Ain't no case. Stuff dismissed. Simple. No, well, you see, there's supposed to be a paper with a seal from the judge that says you did. What do you mean? He's not a judge. What judge you talking about? That's not a court. What do you mean? What do you mean they gotta prove something? That's not a court. That's McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's, that's the seal of paper to say that you beat them in court? And then you're going with that. Burger King said, yeah. Burger King judge said, case dismissed when you went to buy your Whopper. And then you want proof. That's what you want proof for. That's what you want proof for. You want proof to say that Mazda gave you the court papers. You got the court papers from Mercedes, which means case dismissed. So that means it's official. And then you're not questioning how is Mazda? How is Mazda the judge? Those people play stupid games with you, with your intelligence. Because we're supposed to be intelligent beings. We're not supposed to be dummies. Like, we're not supposed to be the dummies. There's no way we're supposed to be the dummies. But we've been trained to be dummies. We've been trained to not know.
That they dropped it because they didn't have jurisdiction. They never admitted they didn't have jurisdiction.
Here's the thing. Okay, well, here's the thing with that. Every document, every document that I submitted was.
Listen, homie, listen to me. I can't sit here and homie, you just told her they dropped it and they didn't have no reason. They didn't give you no reason. Homie, they just didn't have enough evidence. That's all. Most niggas, and I want to say this, most niggas who push it, the envelope as far as you push it, charges get dropped, but they don't want to go to trial. Most of
charges get dropped. Once charges dropped, that's it. Case closed. You get to go home and not go inside there for any time at all? Fine. You're not looking for some qualification from them. They are a foreign colonial operation on your land. They're on your land. They're a foreigner. Now we're gonna see where this goes.
them don't have no evidence but trial. So if most niggas, if they say, man, I want to go to trial, they would beat their cases. But 85% of cases are plea bargain, are won by plea bargain. So I ain't gonna push the narrative because I done seen so many guys go to court talking just how you talking and get hung.
Right? So somebody gets violated. Somebody that's indigenous to the land gets violated by a foreigner called policeman. Indigenous person has to go to court. Indigenous person says, for the record, I'm indigenous, I'm not in your jurisdiction. And the court hangs him. This guy's saying that the court's right. Because he's not talking against them hanging him. He's not talking about, hold on a second, why are you hanging him for a parking ticket? Like it's a parking ticket. What do you mean hanging him? Because these people are working for the side of the jurisdiction that they're trying to pull you in. And they want you to have the mindset that this doesn't work. When he's letting you know where I'm on the other side. Right, it gets better.
They motherfucking ass hung, nigga. I done seen niggas go back to federal prison coming out saying you don't have jurisdiction over me and get fucked over with that talk, homie. The white boy can do what he want to do.
They must not.
Listen, homie, you one out of 3 million. It's almost 3 million black men in America, homie, in jail. If that shit could work, come on, homie.
It worked.
If that could work. If that could work. And then he's talking about black men are in prison. Black men, that's where they're supposed to be because they're claiming to be black. It's not wrong. They're claiming, I'm a slave, came over here on the slave ship, and now they're walking around without a plantation. What do you think's going to happen to them? They're out here doing all types of madness instead of doing what they're supposed to do. What do you think's going to happen to them? If they're a ward of the crown, if they're a ward of the state, just walking around mindlessly with no purpose in life, but grab people's purse or do some type of madness. What do you think's happened to them? And why are they like that? Because they weren't taught about their nationality and their birthrights. So if 50 million people have some illness and we give one of them a leaf, and that leaf cured them of everything they ever had in their body, that was against nature. Cured them right away, just from one leaf. That's not... How's that bad? Doesn't that mean we have a direction that we can go in now, knowing what this one leaf could do? As if 1 in 3 million doesn't mean anything. Well, you're one guy who learned how to beat the system, but everybody else is getting taken advantage of the system. Yeah, obviously, if their dumbass isn't following the guy who beat the system, what's the alternative? There are no options. If one guy beat the system and 3 million didn't, then these certain people, the 3 million are idiots. So the 3 million obviously should be riding with the guy who found out how to beat the system. But nah, y'all play games called Fez's shit and all that. Well, talking about law means you're talking about a certain level of Moors. Not all Moors go to court and all that stuff like that and stand on their birthrights or you know what I mean, go to wherever and be a Moor. Wear their fez anytime, wear their turban anytime. Like there are people who are on it like that. And they're not having any issues. We know they're not having issues. So these people, these with a name people, talk crazy about Moors and you ride with that. As soon as they talk crazy about Moors, know that they're a traitor. Anything they say negative about Moors, Moorish nationality, what Moors teach, Moorish science, whatever. Anything negative they say, cancel them.
All we got to do is study law.
Man, I study law, nigga. I'm a pre-law student. I'm a pre-law. You talking to a law student. You talking to a law student.
Now we talking
I work on capital. Hold on, listen to me. I work on capital murder and death penalty cases as a criminal defense mitigation specialist. So you telling me I can go to court and tell the law they don't have jurisdiction over this murderer and he beats the case?
Yeah, because they don't have jurisdiction. Now, if you're telling me blow over there who couldn't shoot and shot in a house and kill somebody's child or whatever like that, you're an idiot. You're not getting off of that. You're an idiot. You deserve to go in there. Because that was just the dumbest thing that you could do, shooting after another guy with people behind him. Are you dumb? No excuse. You're going inside. You're not using no Moorish or whatever to get off of that. I don't care if it's some foreigners who's taking you to court. Because if they let you go to us, you're dead for what you did. Because in our culture, you know, it's eye for an eye and all that stuff. You madness happens to you. By the body. We put you on that wall and we stone you. If you want to go touch little children. There's not any going to court and all that stuff. In our culture. If we say we want to be our ancestors and all that stuff. And you heard him say he's a lawyer. What did we say earlier again? He's a law student and all that stuff. In one's own proper person, it was formerly a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the court must be pled in propria persona, because if pleaded by an attorney, they admit the jurisdiction, as an attorney is an officer of the court. So he's practicing to be an officer of the court. And he's trying to tell you that Moors, who are Aboriginal and indigenous to the land, we don't know what we're talking about when it comes to law. But him, who's going to learn from the foreigner who raped his grandmother and all that stuff, he's going to go learn law from them to tell you about what the Moors aren't teaching you about. You're going to ride with the guy whose friends who raped your grandma? That's the guy's school you're going to go to? The guy raped your grandma. You know that he raped your grandma. And he said, hey, I'm starting a school. And then you're going to his school. What does that mean about you? If it means nothing, then hey. Like Drawley said, it's your own. Look at no European doing something to you. Peace and love to all the Moors. None of these quacks talk crazy about your Moorish birthright. As soon as you hear them talk crazy about Moors, know that they're a traitor and a sellout, and they work for the other side. Just know that, that's all. Whatever you're going to do with it, that's up to you. We're just letting you know, your own sold you out. Your own sold you out. Honors to all the Moors worldwide who know about their nationality and their birthrights. And know that we're not Negro black colored. They know that we're not Negro black colored or none of the other BS. We know that we're Moors. So honors to you all for knowing that you're Moors. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And honors to all mothers worldwide. Peace and love to all the Moors. Islam.